What's up guys, it's Kevin here. It's been so long since I wore a long sleeve shirt. Today I thought it was going to be a really chill vlog. I'm going to talk about my experiences and pros and cons of working from home. Can you believe it has already been more than 1.5 years since I started working from home. You can see here is my desk where I'm chained at every day, literally. And it's funny because last time when I was younger, I used to think that, you know, working from home was such an ideal. It's almost 2 years guys, and I think I have different thoughts now. Whew, alright. So for those of you who are new to this channel, I'm actually a graphic designer and I work full-time for an in-house company in Malaysia. Previously, I was working in the office every day. I would go in and come back around like maybe 6 or 7. And that was literally what normal was like before the whole pandemic happened. And it just happened so suddenly. In March 2020, we had the first MCO called Movement Control Order 1.0 and our office was closed. It was so funny, I had to literally lug back my work desk computer, huge iMac as you can see here, back to my house from the office because we didn't have laptops. That was all I had. And I brought it back home, lug it here instead and worked on it. And when the lockdown was eased up, I had to bring it back to office. And then when the lockdown was reinstated, I lugged back that whole thing back here again. So it was just like crazy, you know, I really did not enjoy the back and forth on how things were so uncertain and irritating to always bring your stuff from your office to your home. If any of you guys can relate, make sure to hit that like button and also give a comment. We're all in the same boat together. Another funny story is, I actually have a terrarium in my office desk last time. It looked something like this, where it had like mini plants and cute figurines. So because of lockdown, I'm stuck home. I couldn't water my plant for 3 months. And when I came back to the office after things were eased up, my terrarium died. Yeah, I was so sad, literally shriveled up and died into like some brown hay. No more plants on my desk. So a bit more of what's going on. Currently, as of August 2021, I'm still working from home because of the pandemic and how Malaysia is still going through 20,000 cases a day. Most offices are working from home. We have a work laptop that we can do our work on and everything is remote. You know, we share things through the drive, share things through the cloud, we have messaging apps. So technically, it's like I never actually needed to go to the office. Wow, this is an office anyway. I haven't actually stepped in for a long time. Right now, I'm going to share some of the pros or benefits that I've experienced with this whole work from home situation. Some of you may also relate to. First thing first is I can enjoy the comfort of my own home. That's like honestly the best thing ever. If not for this video, I'm literally wearing pajamas every day, every second, because I am so lazy to dress up and I don't even do my hair. Normally I would actually spend like, you know, half an hour just to get myself ready with my hair and getting my clothes on ready. It's such a huge ordeal to prepare yourself. Aside from that, you also have your bed, right? Which is the best thing you can laze on when you're feeling tired or lethargic. And also, you know, you have your own dining room, your own space. You don't have to share with your colleagues. Not caring about other people's thoughts about you in that space because this is your own safe space. Secondly, this is a huge point for me. I really like how I just save so much time with the traffic. I used to just wake up like so early or like 1.5 hours before going to work, and then I just think that the traffic is so bad. From my house to Kuala Lumpur is about 20 kilometers, but because of the traffic in the morning, I'm just so frustrated. 40 minutes just to even reach my office or more, and again when I come back it's even worse at peak hour at 6. The traffic is so bad, it's about a 1 hour drive, when usually if there's no traffic, it takes about 20 minutes. That's almost like 2 hours of my life per day gone. Sitting in the car, droning out and just regretting like, why am I stuck in this traffic? But then I realized, oh yeah, I have to go to work. I literally just wake up about 30 minutes before my work starts at 9 AM. That's me being honest, and I'm never late. Get extra time of sleep, extra shut-eye, and still feel like I'm on time. The same also goes for when work ends at, for me, 6 o'clock. I don't have to struggle through that horrific traffic jam. Instantly, I'm teleported back home and it's time to shower and get ready for dinner. I used to come back so late, like maybe 7 or 8, and by the time I do, my parents and everyone has already eaten. I'm the last one to eat in my family. They just leave the food on the dining table. After I showered, it's already 8:30. So that's when I eat my dinner alone and tired from the traffic jam. So yeah, I save so much time. The last benefit I have noticed is, aside from the extra time of not having to commute, I have more me time in between work hours. By me time, I mean like, during lunch hours, or maybe like those little pockets of time when you're waiting for an email to reply. There's those extra moments. I can do a lot of other new things like meditate, play the piano, just to de-stress for that moment. Or sometimes I just feel like having a new recipe to try out, whip up a new coffee drink, and I can do it right downstairs in my kitchen. I also have more time after work because I finish exactly at 6 to work out and exercise at home. So in my previous video, I mentioned that I bought weights. I started to do exercises because I finally have the motivation and spare time to pick up some weights which I bought, do a regime that works for me, and achieve some of my mini fitness goals that I've been having for a long time. These extra bits of time, when utilized, you can achieve a lot more mini goals that you've always been meaning to do. Now, there can never be everything that is always good. There are some of the cons or some of the drawbacks I have experienced. It took me a while to actually notice it, like it crept up. The first point that I don't like about this whole work from home experience is definitely the lack of face-to-face interaction with people, especially my colleagues who I actually want to socialize with. This whole remote feeling is just so isolating and sometimes makes you feel alienated because there is no need or there is no urge or want to connect to someone, even though you have messaging applications, there's email, there's video calls. But like I said, there is no urge to, compared to when you're in the office face to face. What I would do last time is like, if there's a colleague next to me on my right, I would just turn my table, and just chit chat with them, random talk, small talk, especially by the coffee machine. But now, it just feels very lonely and not the same with video calls. It just makes me feel like, am I the only one working in this company by myself? Because I only see my own self. I just wish that, we could have a mix of both where we can see some of our colleagues on certain days and maybe a few other times we do work from home. Have a balance, I think that'll be really good. The second drawback I experienced is we don't have enough activities. Yes, that's what I noticed. I want to have some kind of fun events going on, annual dinners, workshops, get-togethers, dinners, lunches, birthday parties within your office. It's all these little moments that actually make you realize there's life in a company and proximity with one another. So for me, what happened last year was I joined a new company during the pandemic in June 2020. One of the reasons I joined this company was I saw on their website that it was a very fun company. It had so many events. It looked really thrilling and something that I want to get on the same vibe with. But because of this whole pandemic, no events at all. So it's kind of like, okay, I joined this company and I couldn't get this fun events vibe that I wanted to, which is why I joined. Can't really do much or complain. The most we can do is have virtual hangouts, which my colleague might do one tomorrow for lunch, I think. But it's not the same, I think. The third con. This is something that has taken most people by surprise when they realize that when they're forced to work from home, their workstation at home is inadequate. They did not think that they would need so many things in their house as they would in an office, such as a good office chair, a suitable laptop, strong Wi-Fi, and even your own external keyboard and a mouse, because they've always relied on the office materials and using things there. And even this sturdy chair I just bought because of this whole work from home situation. I didn't really want to use a chair that was, had no back support and would cause a lot of pain and distress. And for some people, their surrounding areas in their home are not having walls or barricades, so they can literally hear other family members being noisy, or like the vacuum cleaner or like the washing machine. So it kind of affects even our video calls when I hear sometimes it's really loud for my other people I'm talking to. I find that I'm literally spending more money just to get all these ergonomic home items, and I might cover more on this in another episode, so stay tuned on that, on things that I have gotten. It just makes me realize how I take all the office things for granted, especially, the work desk and station. The fourth con for me, well, I guess mostly for me, is I actually do miss the fact that I could go out and eat lunch outside during lunch hour. My work area had lots of food. Like literally I work in a shopping mall area, tons of F&B outlets. I'm spot for choice. You can just sit in a restaurant, you don't have to cook. But because of this work from home situation, It's either you cook or you order delivery. So delivery has like more charges on the transport fee, so we don't do that often. And cooking is a chore that takes so much time, especially if you have to work. Imagine if you work like until 12 because you were so busy and then you forgot to cook. You know what happens? You usually just resort to eating instant noodles or something similar like fast food. Robbing people of the choice to go out to eat, if you know what I mean. Of course you can cook, but it clashes with your work time. If you're really busy, how are you gonna cook? Unless you prep the meals beforehand at dinner the night before for the lunch the next day. But not everyone does that also. I really miss having my tea time strolls where I would just get ice cream or goodies, or even lunches at my favorite restaurants. Outgoing and fun, especially with your colleagues. But now those are things that I just look forward to. Alright, the last con, number 5, that I have experienced before, some of you may have, and that is when you are working from home, there is a very blurred line of work and home life. What I mean by that is, you have your colleagues, office people messaging you after work hours. Please tell me I'm not the only one. You know, you just had a long day slogging doing your duty in the desk and it's time to eat dinner. Before you know it, ping, you have a message saying, can you send the email that you missed out maybe like 2 hours ago? Or like, can you revise this document and send it back to me now at like 10 p.m? That is so annoying. It's robbing your whole life from your actual career time to your me time. I remember in my previous company one time, we had a lot of changes that happened like at random hours, even at like after work, and I would get messages to revise some designs to send it out so that they can post it ASAP first thing in the morning. Quite stressful because I'm constantly thinking about work, you know, even in my sleep. So that's what I want to highlight to everyone, you know, make sure you do know how to be balanced and separate your work from your home life. If there's people calling you, be upfront, be assertive that I have logged off from work. I will attend to it tomorrow. So yeah, that's the end of my work from home experience, the good and bad. I really do think that it has been such a challenging and also new scenario for everyone. We're all going through this together for the first time. Look forward for changes that might happen again in the future. We never know, right? Especially with all our lockdowns. Alright, that's all for this video. Thank you guys so much for watching. I'll see you guys next time. Bye!